Hey guys, it's Brooklyn Lou, the skeptic. And today I actually want to congratulate the Texas legislature. Yeah, Texas. Not a state I'm very happy with when it comes to their politics. But they did do something good yesterday. And that is they made it possible for a law to be passed, and the legislature approved unanimously to push a bill to the next level. And the bill is called Trey's Law. And what it does is it makes it illegal for churches to hide behind non-disclosure agreements when it comes to the abuse of people, the abuse specifically of children and women, the SA type of abuse. And I'm not sure if this ever would have been pushed along if it came from an atheist group, but it didn't. It came from the Christian community. So it kind of went through pretty easily. You see, churches have been abusing people, seems like forever, at least a decade. And particularly in the Bible Belt, Oklahoma and Texas, where we see a large number of these big corporate mega churches that pretend that they're churches when they're really big business. That's very prominent in Oklahoma and Texas, the Bible Belt. Now, while I think it's wonderful and I applaud this and I give a big thumbs up to this legislature for voting to eliminate this type of NDA being used by churches. But I have to speak to why this is even going on. And why would a church need to use a non-disclosure agreement? And why would they? Okay. I mean, this is really, really bad stuff. You see, the NDA is a tool, a legal tool to shut people up. It's used by churches, particularly to maintain their reputation in the community. They use hush money and payments to keep people quiet. This is just horrifying. This is despicable. NDAs are a disgrace when used by churches. Now, how do they use these documents? Well, in a variety of ways. One way, of course, is what was addressed in the Texas law, which, by the way, is called Trey's Law. And it's called Trey's Law because Trey was a young man who committed suicide. And he did so out of the trauma and torment that he received at a Christian camp over a decade period of time. And he signed an NDA and was not able to talk about this to other people who may be in a position to help him or support him. And it was a horrifying and very tragic end to a young man's life. So these NDAs are not just about SA. That's not the only way that churches use them. They use them in many different ways to cover up their despicable behavior. Churches are big business in America, and they want to protect their money and their reputation because their money depends on them having a good reputation in the community. So when something happens that they don't want to get out, they use like mafia, mobster type tactics to shut somebody up, to hush them up. One such tactic is the NDA. They use this not only for victims to try to shut them up, but also for staff members who may leave that particular church. They include these NDAs and they sneak them in to severance packages. So when people leave, they're frightened to tell anybody what actually went on behind closed doors. This is something that must be stopped. I am grateful for the Christian people that are coming forward and exposing some of the horrible and disgusting behavior at these churches. And they are brave because the church will come after them in all different ways. Not only NDAs, they will intimidate these people in different ways. Some of it by calling them spiritual heretics, saying that they're coming against the body of Christ. I mean, now, I wouldn't care if someone said that I was coming against the body of Christ, because I don't take this religion seriously. But we must recognize there are a lot of people who do take it seriously, and they believe this stuff. And then when they leave a church or leave church employment, they're signing an agreement that includes that they must not talk about all of the rotten things that went on. So they're covering their butts. And not only that, they intimidate. They will even spy on people. They will launch smear campaigns, including the use of troll accounts. And this has been documented. Yes, churches will use troll accounts online to intimidate people who are former staff and just want to tell the truth. So, thank goodness, things may be starting to change due to Christians talking up. And I encourage them, please continue to talk up. Churches who use NDAs should be exposed. It should never be something that should be allowed. These churches get nonprofit status and they get tax exemption, and they're put on a pedestal, and yet they try to use and do use legal smear tactics and hush money to keep people quiet. And it must stop. Let's support the Christian people who are fighting to eliminate NDAs in churches around the United States. I do stand with them on this issue, even though we don't believe the same things. But for crying out loud, I believe that we must treat humans well. And when churches abuse and cause all kinds of emotional problems, they should not be able to get away with it by paying people off or connecting an NDA to a severance package that the staff member who is no longer there may literally need to pay their mortgage. These churches are despicable, It's disgusting and it must stop.